feel like I'm starting to get this whole injection thing down. If you are coming randomly across this video and don't know me, I'm Corey. I am taking testosterone because I am transgendered and I want to present as more masculine. So, the steps of injecting. First of all, make sure you have everything. Testosterone, 18 gauge needle, 25 gauge needle. Your gauge may vary, but you're going to need two sizes. Alcohol swabs, little cotton thingies, and a band-aid, and maybe a glass of water in case you get thirsty. Now, I just did a little jogging around and squats and stuff to warm my legs up because that's where I will inject. First things first, take an alcohol swab, swab the top of the bottle. It's not possible to be completely sterile when you're giving yourself injections at home, because your home probably is not a hospital, but you can be as clean as possible. Also, wash your hands before you do this. Next step, you need to put the 18 gauge needle on the syringe if it's not there already. So the 18 gauge is a larger needle, and you need a larger needle to draw oil out of the bottle. You're going to pull back on the needle first to about where you're going to fill up. Put it in the bottle and squeeze the air in there. And that makes it easier to draw out the oil. My doctor told me to draw a little bit past where you actually want to, the amount you actually want to inject. Because you end up, right now we've got a little bit of an air bubble. Oops, actually I'm getting more air. This bottle's almost empty, so it's kind of tricky. How much is that gonna be? And then you can squeeze the air back into the bottle. Oops, and I did not draw enough because I got mostly air, so let's try that again. Okay, squeezing that air bubble out. Yeah, this is not a perfect science for me. See, if you draw more, if you've got too much, you could always put it back. So, alright. Cap that needle so you don't have needles floating around uncapped. Unscrew it. Replace with the 25 gauge needle. Put that aside for a moment. If you take this cap and pick a spot on your leg so that I'm injecting in my thigh. I'm not going to show that part because I can't inject and do the camera at the same time. But you can take... I just dropped a needle on myself. Awesome. Anyway, you take the cap of the needle and press it where you're going to inject to give yourself a guide. So I'm picking a spot on my left leg because I did my right leg last time. I'm making sure to give a miss to any veins that are obvious. Cool. I found a good spot. Now I'll take a second alcohol swab. Do not reuse the first one. And I'm going to pick the spot that I just marked, and I'm wiping it off in a circular motion, moving outwards. So I'm moving all the dirt away from that spot. Goodbye, swab. Oh yeah, before you inject, squeeze up on the needle a little bit and make sure you get a little drop of oil coming out the end, because that ensures there's no air bubbles. And then you're going to go into the spot at a 90-degree angle, all the way in. Some people prefer to go fast, some people prefer to go slow. Then you're going to pull back on the syringe to make just a little bit, to make sure no blood comes out, so you haven't hit a vein. And then you're going to squeeze the syringe plunger down, and it's a pain in the ass because that oil is thick. Go on. Go on. I forgot something that I always forget to do, and that my friends who are taking hormones told me about. I'll tell you in a second. Okay, once you're really sure you've got everything out, you can leave the needle for a second and just hang out, you know, in case it freaked you out that you just stabbed yourself with the needle. But take a little cotton thing when you pull out the needle, hold the cotton thing over it so you don't bleed, or else get blood all over, cap the needle. Ta-da! I'm just going to hold that for a second. So the thing I forgot that I did not learn from my doctor when I first started injecting, but other people have told me about, is you grab a chunk of the muscle and you squeeze it. And somehow that helps it hurt less. I don't really understand the mechanism, but I have done that. It has helped, but I always forget to do it, or I don't always. Sometimes I forget to do it, and then I regret it. This part really doesn't hurt that much. It feels weird to stick a needle into yourself, but it's not, like, painful. I mean, getting, like, a splinter hurts way more. After you've held the injection spot for a second, Band-Aid it. You probably won't be bleeding a lot, although that can vary. It's possible to, say, nick a vein, which sounds awful and bleeds a lot, but it's really not that bad. And then after you Band-Aid it, you're just gonna massage the area a bit, and that helps prevent soreness later. When I first started doing this, I didn't exercise beforehand, and I didn't massage the area, and I would be sore for days. It felt like when I was in martial arts and somebody kicked me really hard in the leg. After I finish this video and a couple minutes of massaging, then what I'm going to do is I'm going to get up and move around. And that's really important too. So I'm going to get up, I'm going to fold some clothes and put it away, and you know, you don't have to do any like extreme exercise. It's just, you just want to have your legs moving. Sometimes I do some stretches. I've tried taking a bath before injecting to kind of relax myself. I don't know if that really helped or anything, so plus then you have to take the time to take a bath, and sometimes I just don't feel like I have time for that. Let's see, so what else about injecting should I say? Can't think of anything else. Seems that I've gotten the important parts. After you're done like massaging the leg for a couple minutes, I keep everything in the pharmacy bag that I got it from. It helps me keep track of where it is. My alcohol swabs, my cotton thingies, my testosterone. These are some extra needles I picked up. And then, I just dropped a bunch of stuff. Don't worry about that. Anyway, the last thing is you remove the needles, the sharps from the syringes. Do not throw these in the garbage. You're going to set them aside somewhere. I keep them in a Ziploc container, and then eventually you take them to the pharmacy to dispose of them properly. Everything else you can just throw away. Whee! And that's it. We're done. So that was fun. Bye.